Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalia Leigh. I'm an indie author and the managing editor at Enchanted Ink Publishing. And welcome back to another writing vlog slash work vlog. Today is Friday. It's Friday the 17th, I believe. And I have not done any writing or outlining since you last saw me. In my previous writing outlining video, I will link it down below. Almost immediately after publishing that video, Greg and I got really sick. He got sick about 2 days before I did, and it was a rough one. We were sick for almost 2 weeks. I don't know how, but we were able to keep up with work, thank goodness, because Greg especially had a lot of formatting work and he was able to keep caught up. I was able to keep caught up with my work. Don't know how we did it. I'm grateful for it, and we are finally feeling better. So I am ready to get back to working on some of my personal projects. Like I said, today is Friday. I worked really hard this week on my editing work so that I could do like a half day of work today. So I do have only about 10 pages to do for my client. And then I need to do some emails and just a little bit of admin work, but for the most part I did everything I needed to this week so that I would have a bit of time today to do my own creative work. This is something I talked about a couple videos back, you know, trying to do more pages and more work Monday through Thursday so that hopefully on Fridays I can give myself some wiggle room to do my own personal work. And I mentioned in one of my previous videos that I was really looking forward to this book, Seven Figure Fiction by T. Taylor. Obviously it came in and I read this entire book in about 2 sittings. I finished reading it the morning of the day that I came down sick, so I haven't been able to really incorporate it or talk about it obviously, but I really enjoyed this book. I might, if you're interested, I could do like a full review on it, so just let me know if you would like a bit of a review on this craft book. I'd be happy to do that because I think it would be helpful. I really enjoyed the book. I think it was a little bit tailored toward romance writers, which is totally fine. I was still really able to pick up on a lot of great methods, I would say, because this book just really helped me kind of tailor how I look at stories and the stories that I love, the stories other people love, and it is kind of helping me realize what about those stories is so enjoyable. So yeah, we might talk a little bit more about this later, but I did get this book. I read the whole thing, really enjoyed it. So for now, I am going to hop onto my computer. I'm going to do my admin work and get my 10 pages done really quick. And then we will be able to discuss what I'm going to work on for my own creative work today. We typically go into town and do our errands on Fridays, but it's been snowing for 2 days, so we might skip it today and just go into town tomorrow on Saturday. So if that's the case, that means I'll have a whole day, or at least, you know, half of a day to work on my own stuff. So welcome, thank you for joining me for this vlog, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and dive into a bit of admin work for the day. It's like a memoir. Okay, I am checking in. It is almost 1 o'clock and I just finished up my work for the day. I have a little bit of food cooking out in the kitchen, and I think I'm going to try to work on something. Today I'm feeling a little bit drawn toward the paranormal romance book that I started last summer. I have a couple videos on that. I will link them down below if you have not seen them and you're interested. I kind of randomly, over the course of a weekend, lightly outlined a paranormal romance trilogy, and I was having a lot of fun with it. And then essentially a lot of work landed on my plate unexpectedly, and I stopped writing it, and I haven't really pulled it out since then. So because I'm kind of feeling drawn to it today, I think I'm going to pull that out. I think I'm going to pull the trilogy outline out, and I am going to kind of review that outline with this idea of universal fantasy in my mind. So yeah, let's go ahead and get those files pulled up and see what we're working with today. Okay, so looking at this, it seems I was working on chapter 7, and when I outlined this originally, I was using the 3-act, 9-block, 27-chapter outline, which is by Catty-tastic here on YouTube. I will link her video down below as well. But before I dive back into this, I want to reread it. I want to reread the manuscript that I was actually working on. I'm 37 pages in, 12,500 words, and yeah, I don't know why. I'm just kind of feeling drawn to this today, and because I'm still, especially, what I wanted to say was that, you know, I was getting really into my Whiskey City outline, and then I got sick. I have not looked at anything for 2 weeks, and that's how quickly I can kind of lose steam. So now I feel like I'm back to, okay, trying to step back into the creativity and into my writing world. So the fact that I'm feeling kind of excited about this today, I'm going to just go ahead and dive into it instead of pushing and forcing myself to work on Whiskey City, because I feel like I should. I definitely don't think I'm at a place where I should be forcing myself to work on projects, because then it's just going to feel like another job on top of the job that I already have. And years ago I would have said, do it, like push yourself and make it your job. But now that I really know what it's like to have a difficult full-time job on the computer, I just don't feel interested in pushing myself like that right now. So I'm going to turn on my soundtrack for this trilogy. I am going to keep this close by, and yeah, I'm excited. Let's just see what I can work on today. Okay, I just finished reading through what I currently have. I have 36 pages. I'm on chapter 7, and I am actually really excited and happy about what I already have written. Let me turn this music off. So I definitely move a bit too fast, and this is something I did in Pistol Daisy as well. You know, when I go back to Pistol Daisy and read it now, I definitely feel like I was kind of going at a breakneck pace, and I can definitely feel that I have done that with this draft as well. So there will be a need to go back and really detail the world and the characters, fully flesh it out so that readers can become really immersed in the experience of being in this world. But like I just told Greg, I got to page 36 and I wished there were more. Like, I wished that I could just keep reading because I was having a really fun time. And that is kind of odd to say about my own writing, because, you know, for years, anytime I would read what I'd written, I was generally unhappy with it. But reading this, I was having a really, really good time and just like listening to my soundtrack. But now I've come to the end, which means I actually have to start writing something. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and get my fingers moving and see if I can finish this chapter, see if I can make progress with this book. And yeah, I mean, wish me luck. I am feeling very excited and happy about it. And we'll see what I can get done. Okay, I wanted to check in. It is almost 5 o'clock and I actually finished writing a chapter, which is amazing. I don't think I have actually written, like, not in an outline, like written an actual part of a story since last summer. So it took me, I don't know how long it took me, to be honest, but I ended up writing. I wrote 1,870 words, and for me, because I've done NaNoWriMo so many times, and because like Nano is just like such a part of me, whenever I write 1,667 words, I feel really like I have achieved something, because I know that, you know, if you do that with NaNoWriMo every day, you will write 50,000 words by the end of the month. So I wrote 1,870 words, and I am very, very happy about that. It flowed so smoothly, so easily. It was really fun to write. Like I said, I did finish writing chapter 7. Now I am into chapter 8, and that is, chapter 8 is the New World. Now I am using that 3-act, 9-block, 27-chapter structure. However, I only have 24 chapters right now, so I am going to take a closer look at my outline and try to figure out what I was doing. That's one of the dangers of working hard on something and then taking a long break, is that you don't remember what you were doing, or I don't remember what I was doing. Also, if I sound really stuffy, it's because, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Greg and I have been really sick, and I'm still kind of getting over my congestion and stuff. So my nose is really stuffy. But yeah, so right now I'm going to be working on chapter 8 out of 24 chapters. I do want to kind of expand chapters 8 and 9, I believe. Yeah, so chapters 8, 9, and 11 are, like, I have content for them, but I feel like they are a little bit thin. So before diving back into chapter 8, I want to work on the outline for that a bit. It's just amazing, like personally for me, when I have a really well done outline, a really fully fleshed out outline, how easy it is to write. As always, for years, the most difficult part of the process for me is actually plotting the book and figuring out what my characters should be doing and what I'm trying to achieve. So once I've done that and I actually have a coherent outline that works, I can write relatively quickly. It's just coming up with the ideas that I struggle with. So yeah, I'm going to dive back into the outline, and I will update you when I have an update. Okay, I wanted to update you because I did work a little bit more. I just came in from feeding the horses, and I'm going to tell you what my updated word count is. I'm sitting at, oh my gosh, 2,722 words. And I started with 36 pages, and now I have 44 pages. So I wrote almost 8 pages, which is very exciting. I wrote chapter 8. Granted, it's very short and like just succinct and to the point. And I'm wondering, you know, having read over Pistol Daisy so many times, and, you know, having learned from that experience and now working on this book, I do think I'm a bit of an underwriter, and I think that's why Pistol Daisy especially has this really, really fast pace to it. And a fast pace can be good depending on the content and what you're writing and your goals and intentions with what you're writing. But at the same time, you don't want the whole thing to be going so fast that readers are like, oh my gosh, you know, I just started the book and I'm already at the midpoint. What's going on here? And I think that that is something that I have started doing in my writing. Song of the Dryad wasn't like that at all, and I think it's because Song of the Dryad was a huge learning experience for me, and it was my first true experience with really working hard on understanding story structure and editing and trying to figure out what I was trying to do. And that book ended up quite long. I think the first draft was like 115,000 words, which I feel was quite long for that story. And then suddenly, you know, I switch over and I did kind of the complete opposite with Pistol Daisy, and it ended up coming in at under 40,000. So I do think that I've kind of, the pendulum has swung in the other direction, and I've gone from kind of this exploratory overwriter to, okay, I'm really focused and I know what I'm doing and I'm just doing that thing. And now I'm a little bit of an underwriter and my word count is coming in quite a bit lower. So that's really interesting. I'm sitting at only 15,000 words right now for this book. And in terms of the 9-block structure, I am currently on chapter 9, which puts me in at the end of block 3. So essentially a third of the way through. So if we're looking at 15,000 words and that's a third of the way through, this book would be sitting at about 45,000, which that's fine. It is a bit short though. So yeah, I mean, I do have a feeling already, just, you know, having read over this today and then also what I wrote today, I do have a feeling that when this book is complete, it will need some expansion and it will need some detail and a little bit of play and fun and description and those rich, vibrant world and setting details that can really bring a story to life. I think that's what it's going to need, because right now, like I said, it's so succinct and it's just doing what I set out to do, and it's going very quickly. But so far, I think it's been really well written. You know, personally, just knowing my journey and where I've come from with my writing, I think it's quite well written. I'm excited about it. The fact that I sat down and wrote 2,700 words in quite a short period of time and I like feel energized is awesome. And yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna write any more tonight. It's almost 7 o'clock and I have been on the computer pretty much all day, and I am trying to balance my computer time, but it's been really difficult, especially because, you know, Greg and I live in the mountains in Colorado, and even though I can feel spring starting to creep in, it's still very much winter. It is cold and snowy. It's been snowing for 2 days. And there's not a whole lot to do outside, and I will admit this winter I've been struggling to like get off of the screens and find other things to do to give my eyes a break. So if you have hobbies that you enjoy, especially in the winter indoors, that don't require a computer or a screen, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really trying to like encourage myself to find hobbies away from the screen. But that being said, I'm going to wrap up this clip here. Hopefully I will work some more on this book this weekend, and if I do, I will definitely be filming, and hopefully you'll see this vlog next week. So that is all I have for you tonight, and I will see you shortly. Bye!